Okay, speaking practice class, speaking practice for class IELTS 39. We have two students today, Miss Tường and Mr. Trung. Okay, so let's do IELTS speaking practice today. Let's do topic number 21 for part 1. Okay, 21. So 21, it's about hometown. Now, let me just move this one a bit. Maybe I should move this one a bit so you can see it easier. 21 is actually about hometown or the place you grew up in. Okay? Nó nói về thị trấn quê nhà hay là cái nơi mà mình sinh sống, mình lớn lên rồi đó. So, first question is your hometown a big city or a small place? Thị trấn quê nhà các bạn là một thành phố lớn hay là một cái nơi nhỏ? What do you like most about your hometown? Bạn thích gì nhất về cái thị trấn quê nhà của các bạn? Is there anything you dislike about it? Có bất kỳ thứ gì mình không ưa không về nó? How do you think it can be improved? Các bạn nghĩ nó có thể được cải thiện như thế nào? Okay, so Mr. Trung, you first. Can you talk about your hometown? Is it a big city or a small place?
Actually, my hometown is a small city. It is located near the sea, so yeah.
Yes.
The thing I like most about my hometown is that we have a very beautiful beach. In the past, whenever I used to go swimming a lot in the early morning, like on a daily basis. And however, there's one thing I dislike about my hometown is that because this is so small, there's not much there were not so many people, and uh, it in the past it hasn't been developed yet, so it seemed a little boring. Okay, so right now, the thing I want my hometown to improve is that
More clubs.
yeah,
More
right,
clubs, more restaurant, more activities.
right, more places of entertainment for
More strip
people
clubs.
to
More strip clubs, more pole dancers.
yeah,
Well, I'm just
for
joking. Okay, no.
people to release their stress,
Release or relief, cẩn thận.
relieve their stress.
No, I think you should use the word reduce stress, okay? Đừng bao giờ dùng chữ release. Stress theo kiểu tiếng Việt là xả stress là sai. Never use the word release stress, okay? It's wrong. In English, we say to reduce stress, okay? Okay, so try again. To reduce stress, what's that?
To reduce stress and to attract more tourists to our city because my hometown is beautiful seaside uh, place. So if we have more and more places of entertainment, it will attract more people from all around the world to come to this city and create more jobs for the local people. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, it makes the local people become more, how can I say, have more jobs to do, have more things to do, and of course that improves their income, which is a good thing, though, you know.
Yeah,
So, Miss
yeah.
Tường, please. So, what do you like most about your hometown, Miss Tường?
Well, actually, I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City now. It's quite a big city for me, I guess. And I think that everything's kind of convenient here when you can find many malls and convenience stores surrounding you. And I like, but the things I like most about my city is that I love that there's so many entertainment places where you can entertain yourself when you're stressed or yeah, and she needs somewhere to place, and she will have somewhere to go.
So Tường, tell me, do you enjoy living in a big city like this?
Well, living in a big city like Ho Chi Minh City has its own disadvantages and advantages. Besides the advantages that I have mentioned before, I also have something that I don't really like much about living in a big city. The first thing is that like some over the hospitals is always overcrowded with patients, up to the point when people have to reserve an appointment for a week later to meet doctors. Secondly, I would like to say that uh, there will be traffic jam on the streets it will take a longer time for you to travel
To
from a
travel
place
to
to a
commute, right?
yeah.
Commute là đi làm, to travel to đi lại. So you to commute to the workplace or to travel to your desired destination, right? Đến cái vị trí mà mình mong muốn. Okay, right. So Mr. Trung, please. So is there anything you dislike about living in a big city like this?
As I used to not like the big city, Ho Chi Minh City, the place I am currently living in now, because I didn't get used to it. It was crowded, noisy, and busy all the time. But through time, uh, the city grows on me, and right now, I really enjoy this city because it offers me many opportunities for employment, um, the new people, and uh, the chance to meet a lot of good people who help me along the way. Yeah.
To help you along the way. Of course, there are a lot of people around, but the thing here is you have to learn how to stay away from people who are troublesome.
Yeah.
Who brings you trouble or troublesome? Okay. So, Mr. please, how do you think a big city like this can be improved?
So for the problem of being overcrowded in those hospitals or public places, I think that the government or can build up some more hospitals for the inhabitants, or we can reduce traffic jam by using more public transportations instead of using their own cars, or well, let me think.
Okay. Alright, so what do you think, Mr. Trung? How can a big city like this be improved? So we already talked about like having more entertainment or recreational facilities. What else do you think could help to improve the, let's say, the living standards, to improve the city to become like a place that's worth living? What do you think?
Yes. Okay. Currently, I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City, a big city around this Southeast Asian. Okay. So the thing here, how the city has this problem, uh, because due to the uh, modernization or the industrialization. I could not remember, but the government cut down a lot of trees, and this results in an increase in the temperature during daytime. Uh, And this is a very big inconvenience for people to travel around the city. The city has become really hot, and from my opinion, I wish we could
Yes.
have more budget, or the city have more budget to 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 plant and grow and take care of more and more big trees, so that this city could have more green areas, and which and reduce the pollution, as well as improve the air quality. Okay. So that I think Ho Chi Minh City should
Ho Chi Minh City
have
does not have
more.
the before that. Be careful, không có mạo từ nha. So Ho Chi Minh City does not have the before that. Be careful. So normally the name of places like that doesn't have the. So what is the rule to have the before the names? When a country or a place or something that is made out of so many smaller cities or so many smaller nations, you have the before that. Like for example, the European Union, the USSR, the Philippines, because the Philippines made out of 8,000 islands, you know. But Ho Chi Minh City, not the Ho Chi Minh City, okay? Remember? Okay,
Yeah.
so you said something about improving the air quality. Miss Tường, do you agree with him?
What?
Do you agree with whatever he said about improving the air quality in a big city like this?
Well, yeah, of course. We usually have problems about the air quality in big cities like Ho Chi Minh City, due to the factories and also the private transportations that we use in a daily life.
Yes.
But I think it's quite difficult for us to improve it just in 1 second, because like we just cannot reduce the amount of smoke that's been like released out every day. So I think that we can help to improve the air quality, but not too soon, I guess.
Not too soon, because basically, do you know that Ho Chi Minh City every day we have about 1,000 more motorbikes? Do you know that? Mỗi một ngày Hồ Chí Minh có cộng thêm 1.000 cái xe máy đó nha. Actually, every day Ho Chi Minh City it's like having 1,000 more motorbikes. So, you know, the pollution is always bad. Let's say that, and it's get worse. You know when it get worse? It get worse during like cold seasons, because the air doesn't move much during cold seasons. So what does it mean? The concentration of dust and bacteria and a lot of dust, smoke, just make the city a really bad place to live. But when it's hot, the air moves faster, so at least the wind will move the pollution away, right? Okay, let's move on now. Sorry. I'm not in my best health now. Hometown. Okay, this is hometown. Let's move on to part 2, shall we? Part 2 and 3. Let's choose something. Okay, we did 25 already. Maybe we can try this one. 26. 26. Okay, and then what do we have here? Right. Okay, let's do 26, people. Describe a time where you saw many people smiling. Smiling is but not like that is laughing. Okay, 26. Describe a time you saw many people smiling. Smiling. Miêu tả một thời điểm mà bạn thấy nhiều người họ mỉm cười. You should say when it happened. Nó diễn ra lúc nào vậy? Who you were with. Lúc đó bạn phải ở với ai? What happened? Điều gì diễn ra? Explain why many people were smiling. Giải thích tại sao nhiều người đang mỉm cười. Lúc đó đang mỉm cười. Like for example, you can describe a wedding, you know. Có thể là đám cưới chẳng hạn. When a lot of people is cheering but they are smiling, they are not gonna be like you know, they don't laugh but they smile because they are happy for the couple, for example. Or I can think of some other situations, like when smiling when they see something good in their life, you know, khi họ thấy cái gì đó tốt đẹp cho cuộc đời. Like for example, when they see when they see a good deed, một cái điều tốt. Like for example, children trying to help an old man or woman to cross the street, for example. Or when you see people being kind to each other, khi con người ta tử tế với nhau. Something like that, you know. Okay, you have part 3 of smile. Smile. Do you think people who like to smile are more friendly? Bạn có nghĩ những người mà họ thích mỉm cười thì họ thân thiện hơn không? Why do most people smile in photographs? Tại sao phần đông con người ta mỉm cười trong những tấm hình? Do women smile more than men? Phụ nữ có mỉm cười nhiều hơn đàn ông không? Do people smile more when they are younger or older? Con người ta có mỉm cười nhiều hơn khi họ trẻ hơn hay là khi họ già hơn, lớn tuổi hơn? Okay, this one should not be a problem with you. I'll give you some times, okay? Okay, Tường, you can describe a time when you saw many people smiling. For example, yeah, like for example, when someone see the daylight, so when someone was born, many doctors smile, you know. Yes, Tường.
Oh, okay. So I'd like to talk about a time when I saw so many smiling. So it was the occasion of my mother's my mother's brother's wedding, and if my memory serves me right, I think it occurred when I was in grade 7, and like we had a memorable and busy day back then, which was in the June. So yeah, because I had a really good relationship with my uncle, so that when it was his wedding, we all sat down and you know, talked about our memories back in the old days. I think that it was a happy day, but you know, not really many of my family members talk too much on that day, but it just talking to each other and
they were
smiling.
just talking to each other?
Yeah, it was just a little chat between my family members, and they smile a lot. That was the first time I saw so many people smiling at the same time, talking, you know, talking the same story, and they seem to be all happy and delighted.
Good. Okay, June, please.
All right. Okay. So there was a time I saw many people smiling. So to be exact,
To be
I
what?
didn't see. To be exact,
Ah, to be exact. Very good.
uh, I was not at the event, but I watched the event through TV. Uh, it was a show, a beauty contest.
Mhm.
So many beautiful females were smiling at the same time. Okay. It was so funny because I know all of them wanted to show their best look towards the audience and the viewers and the judge. That's why all of them were smiling all the time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good enough. I smile when my student get an IELTS band 7 plus. Really, when I receive the result of my students and they get good grades like 7 band 7 plus, I smile. Okay, so Mr. Trung, do you think people who like to smile are more friendly?
Yeah. Yeah. When I was a child, I think people who often smile are more friendly. But now, since I grow up,
Since I what?
uh,
Since I grew
since I
up. Since I
grew
grew
up,
up.
I don't believe in that anymore. Because the smile can be fake, and there are many people who are really good at faking a smile. Uh, they try to exploit you to do things. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's why I don't see people who like to smile more friendly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Please. Why do most people smile on photographs? What do you think? Because back then, like 100 years ago, people didn't smile
Oh,
in photographs. Do you know that, right? Khoảng 100 năm vừa rồi trước đây 100 năm người ta không có mỉm cười khi họ chụp hình đâu. But only recently, I think in the last 50 years, people do smile in photograph. But in the last 100 years, I don't think so. I mean, yeah. But why do most people smile in photograph? What do you think?
well, I think that the first thing is that because most photographs are taken at really happy events, such as birthday parties, vacations,
Mm-hmm.
weddings, or holidays. So when people are happy or laughing, they smile naturally. So that's the reasons why in some photographs that you can see many of them smile. Plus, like smiling is so common in photographs because I think that people believe that they look good when they smile, and um, when people take pictures or photos, they want to look good in the photographs, right? So, and people nowadays believe that they look good when they smile naturally, I guess.
Right, I
So,
see.
so yeah, that's the reasons why they smile a lot when they take pictures.
Mm-hmm. I see. That's actually a good explanation. What do you think, Mr. Trung? Well, what do you think? Why do most people smile in photographs?
Yeah. To answer this question, first we need
Question.
to know the reason behind why people take photographs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so most of the time
Good.
people take photographs to capture a memory, and most of them is a good one. So that's why they tend to capture the smile of people in the photograph. And when they look back at the photograph, it reminds them of the good memory. So I think that is the reason why most people smile in photographs.
That could be a reason. I have one hypothesis. Well, it might be because it might be because, you know, only the dead people do not smile. So maybe if people are alive, they don't want to look like dead people. That's why. Maybe that's just my thinking. Okay. So Mr. Trung, do women, do women smile more than men?
I don't think so. I do. People, including women and men, share the same amount of time when they smile. It's just that women uh, tend to show their smile in public, in the crowd, where there are so many people. But the
Where there
men
are
tend,
so many people, like
yeah,
have the where they have the where there are so many people.
so many people when the men tend to smile or even laugh
Uh-huh.
with the people who they are familiar with, right? With who they are confident in sharing their feelings. So yeah, women and men share the same amount of time to smile. Yeah, right. Right.
Okay, good. So Tường, what do you think? Do people smile more when they are younger or older? What do you think?
Um, so I guess that, you know, as people grow older, they tend to smile less often. Since because children are, they don't have to worry about anything, so that they don't need to be cautious to the strangers. So
Cautious.
I think that a pretty smile at anyone come across them, they can, smile with them. But for the older, as we get older, and we are more like, we're not like, we do not have, we usually don't be open-minded to the stranger, so that I think that the older tends to be more polite to and just smile when they're in a particular or specific situations. But children will smile or laugh as long as they whenever they want. So I think that we tend to smile or laugh more when we're younger.
Oh, younger, I see. Hmm. I it probably there's a research they say that the older we get, the less we smile and the more worries we have, you know. But it is true. We should smile more, you know. So what do you think, Mr. Trung? Do people smile more when they're younger or older?
I agree with the idea that people smile more when they are younger,
Uh-huh.
because when they people are younger, they don't have much experience. They could easily show their reaction or show their feelings towards a specific situation.
Uh-huh.
Okay, right? But when people get older, okay, they tend to hide their feelings, including good feeling and bad feeling. That's why it's difficult for them to smile more than the younger people.
Or maybe because of stressful work situation, deadlines. When they have a lot of
Yeah.
deadlines, they cannot smile, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to another topic. Let's try 27. Describe a time when you wait in line for a long time. Miêu tả một cái lúc mà bạn đã phải chờ xếp hàng trong một thời gian rất là lâu. You should say when it was, lúc nào vậy, where you were, lúc đó bạn ở đâu, why you were there, tại sao bạn phải xếp hàng chờ đó, Explain how you felt about it. Now let's go to part 3. Do people in your country often wait in line? Những người trong đất nước bạn có thường chờ theo hàng, xếp hàng không? Why do some people jump the queue? You know what jump the queue? To wait in line là chờ, xếp hàng, chờ, xếp hàng chờ. To jump the queue. Queue. To jump the queue means like chen hàng. To jump the queue means like when you are lining up and you just jump, you just, you know, don't want to wait for long, you try to jump, and then the other people are actually very angry at you. Of course, they're often angry at you because of that. Why do some people jump the queue? Tại sao một số người họ lại nhảy hàng hay gọi là chen hàng? How do people react when someone jump the queue? Con người ta phản ứng thế nào khi mà một số người họ nhảy hàng, chen hàng? And next one, do you think the development of technology has reduced the time people spend on waiting? This is something that you can build up a lot. This question. Bạn có nghĩ là sự phát triển công nghệ đã giảm cái thời gian con người ta dành cho chuyện chờ đợi hay không? Think about the fact that you can buy everything very quickly and it can be delivered to your door very easily. Also, you can study online now without having to go to classes. And the waiting time is actually not much, isn't it? Think about the fact that you can just order anything and then it arrives within a few days. You don't have to wait for months. Anything else? I think that's it. All right, you focus on this one, okay? 27. Go. Okay, Tường, you first please. Describe a time you had to wait in line for a long time. Các bạn cẩn thận cái vụ quá khứ nha. Careful with the past verb in past tense, okay? Miss Tường, please.
So once I had to wait in line with two of my friends for almost 4 hours. Like we waited to meet one of our favorite writers and get his autograph. We lined up from 8 o'clock in the morning until almost 12 noon to get to the front of the line. Like at first we thought that it was just it was really fast because we just need to stay up in line and then get the autograph from the author. But we didn't know that it would take much time.
We didn't know that it would take.
Would take much time. And yeah, so we had to order some snacks and drinks to recharge our battery because we were so tired, and you know, we had to stand and moved a little bit by a little bit because we just could not sit down to wait because the line would change. So we had to move.
The line would change.
And we had to move from place to place for 4 hours just to take pictures and get my author photographs. But it worth because that was the first time we met our favorite author and
cẩn thận cái từ đó là author.
Author.
Careful this word. How does it pronounce? Author, chữ o kéo dài.
Author.
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 Wait for the author. Yes. You know what? I am the author of 2 books.
Oh.
You know that? You don't know that?
No, I don't.
Okay. You will know that in June when my books are ready. Okay? Tháng 6 là có sách rồi. Tác giả 2 cuốn luôn. I'm actually the author of 2 books. Not just 1, 2. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you okay? You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you. That was actually okay. That's actually a good story, and yeah, a good one. Mr. Trung, please.
So there was a time I had to wait in line for a long time. Was around I don't remember a time, but it was when I had to check out at the supermarket. Yeah. Um, Different from other people, I only got a couple of items, but the other people they got like 20, 30 items. I could remember they stocked a lot of stuff in their
Stuff,
cart.
không dùng stuff trong IELTS. Don't use stuff in IELTS,
Uh,
okay?
uh,
They bought a lot of items or objects or things or articles. Đừng có dùng cái chữ stuff trong IELTS nha. Use the word article or items or things or objects, you know, something like that. Because stuff actually is a very informal word. Cái thứ này, thứ kia, stuff, cực kỳ không trịnh trọng nha.
They stocked a lot of a lot of things in their cart. And I had to wait for them to finish the checkout.
Finish or finish?
Finished the checkout procedure, right? I was really frustrated, and I wish there could have been a line that allowed people to check out with a couple of items, less than 5 items, I think, because in the past I used to check out at one supermarket, and there's a specific line they allow people to check. They allow people who buy within 5 things, okay, and they can check out in that line real soon, real quick.
Soon, chứ phải là soon. Soon, kéo dài. Real soon. Check out that line real soon. How you felt about it? You didn't talk about it.
I felt very frustrated.
You felt very frustrated. Okay, good.
And inconvenient.
Frustrated when I have to correct this pronunciation for my students. Anyway, you guys are actually quite good. Don't worry about it. Just today morning, I had to spend 2 hours correcting pronunciation for my one student, and that student, she had to repeat so many times when she read passages, and it was very frustrating, and I felt very frustrated. Oh well, it's all work, you know. It's all part of the work, part of the job. Okay, so Mr. Trung, do people in your country often wait in line? Người Việt Nam có thường xếp hàng không? Có biết xếp hàng không? That is very mặn. That is so salty, you know.
Yeah, it's obvious that most Vietnamese people
do not know how to wait in line, which is something.
Do not know how to wait in line. Yeah, thank you so much.
Which is something that should have been taught since a very young age. Is that?
Yeah. I just don't like that. To me, it's an example of stupidity.
Stupidity or ignorance. We can use the word ignorance. Sự ngu dốt. Ignorance, sự biết mà không làm. Sự biết mà không chịu làm. Sự ngu dốt.
And uncivilization. Do we have the word uncivilization?
Uncivilized behavior.
Yeah.
Uncivilized behavior. Đó là những hành vi không có văn minh.
Yeah,
we can use the word uncivilized behavior to talk about those kind of people out here. Terrible.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Okay. Anything else? So, Tường, what do you think? Do people in your country often wait in line? Hello?
Oh well. So I guess that Vietnamese people do not have the habit to wait in line in the public, especially in schools, because we have to wait in line to get our food or get what we to get items that we want from the canteen, right? But students normally do not stand in line to wait for their turn, but just to be just to trying to get their turn first, so that will create chaos in schools. I'm not really sure if there will be some chaos outside, but I think that people do not usually wait in lines to get their turn in the public places outside.
Right, in public places outside, I see. Okay, so Mr. Why do some people jump the queue? What do you think? There must be a reason for everything, you know?
Yeah. So I think that people jump the queue just because basically they want to be the first person to get the order, or just to be served first. Yeah, whenever, or maybe they're in a rush, so they want um, to be the first person to be served first. But I think that jumping the queue is just become a habit of Vietnamese people when more and more people just are not patient enough to stand in a line for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with you that people are very impatient these days. Well, we cannot depend on people's awareness these days, because a lot of people, they are very impatient and they are willing to go to any length. They are willing to go to any length to jump the queue. Họ sẵn sàng đến bất kỳ một cái mức nào mà để mà họ sẵn sàng đến bất kỳ mức độ nào. They're willing to go to any length to jump the queue and then be the first person to be served, just because they want to be served faster, you know. Well, that is really bad. Now, so Mr. Trung, how do people react when someone jumps the queue?
For this question, I think it depends. When someone jumps the queue, if they have a reasonable explanation, like they are in an emergency, or and they got some medical issue, for example,
Then they got
and
medical issues, yeah.
they need to jump the line, so people around them or people are waiting the line could show some empathy, okay, and allow the people who are in need to jump the lines. But when someone decides to jump the line with no
Jump the
reason,
queue, you mean
just
jump the
for
queue. We don't say jump the line, we say jump the queue only, okay? Wait in line but jump the queue, careful. Cẩn thận nha.
Yeah.
Nó đi chung với nhau nhưng mà nó không có hoán đổi với nhau được đâu.
But when someone decides to jump the queue for no
Often
reason,
there are reactions, so people can be tolerant, right? Người ta chịu đựng. But some people, they will be very angry, you know. That would be me, because I do not tolerate ignorant people like that. Tôi không có chấp nhận, không có chịu đựng những người ngu dốt như vậy.
Yeah.
Well, I do not take kindly of that.
Because if they are impatient, or they don't if they don't have time and they are not impatient at the first place.
You mean they are impatient at the first place?
Yeah, they should not have been buying the things at the supermarket at the place and get into the line, you know?
Yeah, into the line.
because when they get into the line at the supermarket or at the store, they need to follow the house rules and to wait and to be treated like other customers. Yeah.
Be treated by the other customers, I say. Alright, so Tường, please, do you think the development of technology has reduced the time people spend on waiting?
Well, I think that technology enhance a speedy, process of like analyzing waiting line systems. The technology also makes the accurate determination of the number of customers that stay in a waiting system before they are served. And so generally, technology increases, makes the analysis of the waiting in line system will be more effective, and that it will they will find anyone that jumped the queue, so that people will be afraid of being fined, so that they will like behave right when they stay in line.
Interesting. Well, what do you think, Mr. Trung? Do you think the development of technology has reduced the time people spend on waiting?
Yeah, I do agree with this idea. For example, in the past, we need to go to the store, the mortal store, okay,
Physical
to buy.
store, physical store.
Yeah,
Cửa hàng
physical
vật
store.
lý, gọi là cửa hàng thực sự, physical stores, not online stores.
To buy things and get in the line, waiting for the item to be checked. And now, thanks to the development of technology,
Yes.
we have many shopping app right on our smartphones, with just a click and a couple of minutes, the items they want to purchase are already in the car waiting.
Or in a car waiting to be paid and waiting to be delivered, right?
Delivered, right? Yeah, right at the door.
Right at the doorsteps. So it reduces the time of traveling to the stores, and also the time waiting in line to pay, and also the time to go back to their home. Yeah. But don't you think that technology sometimes actually increases the time people spend on waiting somehow? Một số thời điểm có thể nó gia tăng cái thời gian con người chờ đợi không? Technology?
Yeah, that's right.
Like for example, these days people are on apps a lot, but they have to wait a very long time to find a good lover, right? Or some people, they just have to wait for a very long time to get a good job or something like that. Just because technology, because of AI, it takes away like a lot of jobs, isn't it? So if you think of it that way, it actually increases the time people spend on waiting to get a new job, to meet someone that they love, because most people would be like on apps and they have a lot of choices, just because they have many choices to choose from on apps, they can choose many people they want to meet or not meet. So as a result, it might be harder for other people because it might make them have to wait longer. But for other people, it might be faster, it depends. So for me, this question, it depends on the perspective. Nó tùy thuộc vào cái cách nhìn nhận đấy. Alright, let's try something from like 60 something. Okay, let's try this one. 71, I would say. No, 71 is only part 2. I want you to try something harder. Okay, try try 71, 72, and then 73, okay? Describe a historical building you are interested in. Miêu tả một cái tòa nhà lịch sử mà bạn hứng thú. You should say where it is, why you're interested in it, what the story is behind the building. Có câu chuyện nào đằng sau cái tòa nhà đó hay không? Do you often visit it? Explain what you feel about the building. Bạn cảm thấy thế nào về cái tòa nhà đó? And then 72. Describe a historical figure or a historical person that you are interested in. Miêu tả một cái nhân vật lịch sử mà bạn hứng thú. Whose person is, what they did, why you are interested in that person. Tại sao bạn lại hứng thú với cái người đó? Why they were important in history. Tại sao họ lại quan trọng trong lịch sử? Explain how you feel about that person. And also 73, it's wow. Historical event, right? So try to do these two first and then I'll move on to 73, shall we? Làm 71, 72 trước đi ta. Okay, let's do 71 first, okay? Trung, please. Can you describe a historical building that you are interested in?
Yeah, I'm not a person who is interested in history, so I try my best at this question.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a historical building in Ho Chi Minh City that catches a lot of attention from people who visit this city. Visit this city is the Independence Palace. I'm not sure I can remember the name of this building correctly.
It's Independence Palace, yeah.
Right. Okay. It's located in the center of Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, and when people or tourists come to Ho Chi Minh City, Independence Palace is listed among one of the most common places to visit.
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 Một cái visit trừ nửa điểm đi.
The reason I am interested in this building is that it's really magnificent.
What? It's really what? It's really what? Say again?
Magnificent.
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 Có gì đâu magnificent, cái tòa nhà cũ mềm mới đẹp đẽ gì đâu trời. That actually is a very old building. I don't find it pretty at all, really.
Or maybe I'm not interested in the building, but I'm interested in the area around it, the park with a lot of tree and grass. Yeah. The story behind that building involves a lot of drama, mystery, and loss. Basically, it's was around the war. Okay, so I don't like the story behind that, and any story.
Okay, it's more than 2 minutes already. Cẩn thận. More than 2 minutes already.
Yeah. Okay.
Careful, you are being like a bit, too much lengthy. Okay. Dạ, Lê Thê. Qua 2 phút rồi nha, cẩn thận mọi người. Mr. Please describe a historical building that you're interested in, please.
Well, I guess that I don't travel much, so I'm not really sure if there's something wrong about anything I said about a historical building. But there's several buildings that hold significant meaning in our cultures, Việt Nam, and among these, the one which I'm interested most in is Nhà thờ Đức Bà.
Like
And
Notre Dame Cathedral, the Notre Dame Cathedral, I think.
oh,
Notre Dame Cathedral. Called Notre Dame Cathedral in Ho Chi Minh City. It has a name, you know. Notre Dame Cathedral in Ho Chi Minh City.
it's located in District 1, right in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City. And yeah, so the architecture of the church is not only impressive but also unique, and that's why I'm really interested in it. It's quite large and it was built out of bricks and concretes. Like I'm not really sure about the history story behind it because as I mentioned before that I'm not really good about history, and also that I don't know much about those of the historical buildings in our city or in our area. So, but whenever, I guess I love this building not only because of its distinct look, but also due to the memories that I have had there with whenever I come across it and enjoy the visiting in the church.
Okay, good. It's actually quite a good answers though. Now let's try something a bit more challenging. 72. Describe a historical figure that you are interested in. Okay, I'll give you some times now, class. Okay, Miss Tường, please describe a historical figure or a historical person that you are interested in, please.
Well, off the top of my head, first one I can think of is Little Gig, one of the greatest Vietnamese heroes, and I've just studied about Little Gig in my previous history class, so that's the reasons why I remember this Vietnamese hero. So actually, I'm not really good at history at all, but to the best of my memory, Little Gig was a brilliant hero.
He was a brilliant strategist. Yeah. Strategist. What is the name of Vietnamese? Strategist. Nhà chiến thuật.
Oh.
Strategist. Like a strategist. I think, no, sorry, a strategist. Nhầm đầu. Is a brilliant strategist. And he's an accomplished, you could just say accomplished army commander. Một lãnh đạo quân đội có tài năng và nổi tiếng. An accomplished army commander.
Yeah, in the 11th century. And his reputation, mainly resounds the victory over the aggressors, and by which, like, a new era of independence, freedom, and the peace was opened for the Vietnamese inhabitants. And yeah, he was also the author of a well-known poem called Nam Búc Sơn Hà that we studied in grade 8, which was written to, I remember that the poem was written to motivate his soldiers.
The people, and also
to motivate his soldiers to fight against the enemies. And in general, I'm confident to say that Little Gig is one of the most outstanding Vietnamese hero during the 4,000 years of Vietnamese history. So I guess that this hero will be a really interesting figure that students would love to study or learn about.
All right, Trung, please, your turn.
Yeah. There's so many people and figures in the history that uh, are famous or infamous for their causes or actions. But to me, uh, uh, one historical figure catches my attention.
Historical figure.
Historical figure.
Try it.
Historical figure. One historical figure that catches my attention is Hitler.
Adolf Hitler.
Okay. I know many people do not like him or even hate him or disgusted him, but
He's
he
actually
got
a very talented man.
yeah, he is a really talented man. He got that magic in him. He can talk. He could talk and persuade people to follow his suggestion, and he stirred up a war with so many followers. So
With so many consequences, yeah.
he must have some kind of magic, right?
He was a very convincing
Yeah,
person. Very convincing. He
yeah,
gave great speeches that basically inspired the whole country actually.
yeah. Okay. How
And
can how can someone who can just with the talk and the speech and provoke the
well, it's
hatred?
an art. It's an art. Well,
Yeah,
basically, if you talk in a language that the
yeah,
crowd want to hear, they will love
yeah.
you so much. Nếu mình nói đúng cái điều mà đám đông muốn nghe thì họ sẽ yêu mình lắm. Well, and
But
he
have
talks in the language. He talks about a thing that the crowd really want to hear.
yeah, but
Because
how could
back
he?
then they really want to blame someone for their failure in the war, blame someone for their homelessness and joblessness. So they blame the Jews. Well, and
Yeah,
then he promised the thing that people want to hear. He promised jobs, he promised like good economy, and he actually managed to lead Germany to become a super nation again, which is so impressive. I don't think any other people in history can do that within a very short time like him.
yeah,
Trong khoảng thời gian rất là ngắn luôn, 5 năm thôi.
yeah.
Well, just 5 years. He brought Germany to become a very strong super nation, thành siêu cường luôn á.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn. Do it.
So one historical figures that catches my attention is Adolf Hitler. I know many people do not like or even hate him, uh, but the reason I really appreciate him is that he could uh, persuade through speeches. He told people what they want to hear, and he gave them the promise they would like to do to improve the country, to make Germany become a superpower. And within just 5 years, yeah, okay, uh, he within just 5 years, the country, uh, đúng ta, okay, okay, and
Khó hiểu.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
getting hard to
right,
understand now.
yeah. Okay, what deliver the promise, okay, and
He
make
delivered his promise,
Germany
yeah.
and make the Germany become a superpower, right?
Okay, good.
Okay, uh,
Now move on to a harder one, which is describe historical event that you're interested in. 73. Miêu tả một cái sự kiện lịch sử mà các bạn hứng thú. You should say where and when the event happened. Sự kiện nó diễn ra lúc nào và ở đâu. Who were involved in the event? Ai đã tham gia vào cái sự kiện đó? What the historical significance or meaning of the event is? Cái ý nghĩa lịch sử của sự kiện đó là gì? Explain how you feel about that event. Bạn cảm thấy thế nào về sự kiện đó? And then you have part 3 here. What is or what are the best way or best ways to learn about history? Cái cách nào là cách tốt nhất để học về lịch sử? Do you think visiting museums to learn about history is a good idea? Why not? Bạn có nghĩ việc viếng thăm bảo tàng để học về lịch sử là một ý tốt hay không? Tại sao không? Next one. Why should children and people learn about history? Tại sao con người ta và trẻ nhỏ lại nên học về lịch sử? The last one. What do you think about the teaching of history in the school system of your country? Bạn nghĩ gì về chuyện dạy lịch sử trong hệ thống trường học ở đất nước bạn? Okay, you have some time now. 73. Okay. Miss Tường, please, can you describe a historical event that you are interested in, please? Hello?
Oh, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So, this is quite a hard topic when I have to say that I'm gonna say about the Vietnamese War. I'm going to talk about the Vietnamese War, which occurred in. Oh, sorry, I'm not really sure if it's the time it occurred, but I know that it ends in 1975, and this is one of the historical highlights of Vietnam. And previously Vietnam, was under the control of years under the foreign invaders, and this is the last war before like a new era of peace and independence is opened for us. So this is an unforgettable period of history for some reasons, and so when compared to such a developed country like America, we never thought that we could actually defeat them. So, but with the nation, the whole nation with the Vietnamese inhabitants, we have our own peace back. So that's the reasons why Vietnamese people should never forget this important period of history of a nation. So I feel really proud. I always feel proud of whenever it comes to the April 20th, because this day reminds me of
April
the
30th, you mean? April 30th?
Yeah. So this day reminds me of the Vietnamese War, which is really remarkable in our history.
Right. Really, it's really a remarkable moment in our history, actually. So, Mr. Trung, please describe a historical event that you are interested in, please.
Yeah, okay, so history is basically drama between people and people, country and country in the past. So, right. So if you are into history, there's a high chance that you are into drama. So
yes, I am. Yes,
so,
I am.
Right. Okay, so I'm not sure about the time, but I know where this historical event happened. It was when the USA dropped two bombs
On
onto
Nagasaki
Japan.
and Hiroshima, right?
Yeah, on Japan. So this is a mass destruction to some people. A lot of people was killed
I think immediately 100,000 people died immediately.
Yeah, okay. Right, and until now, there's some images and videos around this event showing the nuclear bombs in the shape of the mushrooms, right? Yeah.
Well, actually, the mushroom is something that happened after the nuclear bomb has been dropped. The nuclear bomb itself looked like a normal bomb, but the explosion looked like a mushroom. You have to understand that. Cái vụ nổ nó mới nhìn như là cái nấm, nhưng mà cái quả bom á, nó nhìn cũng như chang cái quả bom bình thường thôi. And the bomb itself is named the Fat Man, and the little the fat guy, I think, or little man, yeah. All right, continue, please.
So the historical significance of this event is marked a new leaf in modern history where
Leap là cái gì?
leaf
Leap, y kéo dài. A new leap. Nhảy vọt, cuộc nhảy vọt. A new leap in
modern history. I mean the leaf, like the page, a new leaf in modern history.
Yes.
When country no longer use gun and tanks. Yeah, every big countries has their own nuclear solution to end the other one. So
Well, then that would be nuclear fallout. That would be an apocalypse. That would be an apocalypse tận thế. And after that, well, the Earth will become just like millions of years ago. Well, that would be something fun to try, I think. It's not that fun to try when so many people died, like billions of people died, you know, immediately. Okay, so right, let's go to part 3 now. So Mr. please, so what are the best ways to learn about history? What do you think?
Well, I think that to study good at history, that we have to have a deep understanding about of the events that happened in the past. So we should visit some historical sites, search for the images about the events that we just learned, to have a overview look about why did they do that in the past, and to understand the meaning of the stories or the events behind each of the historical sites or buildings, to understand more about the people in the past and why they did that. So I think that's some ways to know more about the history of our country, or the other country's history.
Interesting. Right, so Mr. Trung, do you think visiting museums to learn about history is a good idea? Why or why not?
I think visiting museum is one good idea to learn about history. Yeah, I think visiting museums is a good idea to learn about history.
Okay.
Because
why?
In the museum, they are mainly
They're
historical.
Mainly sculptures, paintings, nude paintings, and things like that.
Yeah.
Like nude paintings, với hình khỏa thân và những cái tượng là chính. Like mainly just sculptures and nude paintings, yeah.
Yeah. And this kind this kind of items could attract people's attention, and from that, people are encouraged to learn the story or the history behind them. All right.
Interesting. It's just like clickbait, right? Like
Yeah.
clickbait, giống như là để dụ người ta click vào á. It's like clickbait, giống bẫy để dụ người ta vô. Right. Is that what you're trying to say? Well, it could be, But there are other ways to learn about history. Like for example, talking to veterans, nói chuyện với cựu chiến binh. Talking to veterans or watching documentaries.
Oh, I think that way is tragic.
What do you think?
That's a tragic way.
Tragic way?
Really? Yeah, we provoke their bad memories. So
no, actually, they do like to talk about those things. Trust me, veteran, they do like to talk about the past a lot. Trust me, they do. Okay. Unless the memory is really painful. Like for example, you don't want to talk about when a mother losing like many sons in a war, and you don't want her to repeat that memory, But for veterans, a lot of them they do want to talk about the war, Okay, you're cutting off. There's an internet problem. What do you say?
Can we say
Affect là gì? Affect hả? Affect không có giới từ nha. There's no preposition with affect.
Yeah, a tree is moving. Can we say
no? That tree is moving? You should not say that. Don't say something that is confusing. Okay. This is just say this is an English exam, something like that. Don't say thing that is confusing. Now, Mr. Ng, please. Why should children and people learn about history, please?
Oh, I think that studying history helps us understand, the characters and the society in the past, the previous generations that have lived before us, and also that they will understand how the past has shaped or how their country has been, constructed. Also, they will understand more about the global, the national, and the local relationships between societies and people. Also, learning history helps students develop the sense of, the sense of identity. So they would like to know who they are and where they come from. So history can provide people of any age with a better sense of identity, and this absolutely will give children to understand and know much about their country.
Very good. That's a good answer. Very good answer. But there's something that I believe that you guys are missing. Learning history actually helps people to avoid repeating past mistakes. Tránh lặp lại những lỗi sai của ông cha ta. Well, that's an important thing, important point. So, Mr. Trung, what do you think about the teaching of history in the school system of your country?
Okay, so regarding the teaching of history in the school system of Vietnam, I don't think it's effective. Is, in my opinion, it is systematical and boring. Yeah.
Unattractive.
Yeah.
Unattractive.
Yeah. And personally, I do hate learning history at school, but I do. But there's one reason I love learning history by myself out of school is when I need to understand how my grandparents or how my parents felt, so that I can understand them and shorten our generation gaps. Yeah. Okay.
Shorten the
That's one.
generation gap is actually a good idea. Làm giảm cái, làm nhỏ lại, làm giảm cái gọi là cái khoảng cách thế hệ is actually a good idea.
Yeah, so that's one reason I love to learn about history. Okay.
Yeah, but not in the way that you are taught in the school system, right?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Tường, what do you think? Mr. Tường, what do you think about the teaching of history in the school system of your country?
Well, actually, that as a student, I realized that the teaching of history in my school, like from primary school up to high school, there will be one, the majority of my history teachers would like just to talk about and everything that is in the books, and then tell us to learn it by heart, like just
by
like
heart.
a path.
Learn by heart. Kéo dài. Learn by heart. Học thuộc lòng. Learn by heart. Heart.
Yeah, learn by heart, just like a pet, but without explaining for us why everything that happened in the past and why did they do that in the past. We just know that we just know that the event that will happen in the past, with understand deeply everything that the people would like to do there. But I think that is quite good for us to improve our teaching history system, because history is such an important question. Studying history is not boring just because the teaching, the way of teaching history makes the subject
makes it really unattractive, right?
Yeah, unattractive.
It's not just unattractive, but it's very unscientific as well. Like learning about figures, facts and figures are not the right way. Học những cái con số, bao nhiêu cái tăng chết, bao nhiêu người chết gì đó không phải là một cái vấn đề. It's not the right way, không phải một cách khoa học để mà học lịch sử. It's not the right way to learn about history, really. It's a terrible way actually. So, what do you suppose? What do you propose? Like, how could it be? How it could be improved, Mr. Trung?
Oh yeah, this is a really tough question.
It is a tough question.
Yeah. Yeah. To improve the teaching of history in the school system, maybe we just need to consider history an optional subject.
Yes, cái coi như môn học tự chọn đi, không ai chọn luôn á. Just consider as an optional subject and nobody will choose it.
Okay, so in this case, we encourage students to study history, but not require them to take the test.
Alright, so but nobody will learn it if they like that, trust me. Because the Vietnamese program is extremely knowledge rich, and also it's very heavy. Nobody will have the time and energy to do history if it's only an optional subject, trust me. Là môn phụ thì không có kiểu đó đâu, không có thời gian đâu học đâu, thiệt luôn á. Well, to be honest with you, but anyway, it's a good suggestion actually. Anyway, so I think I'm really tired now. It's already time now, so it's good practice today. Good. 73 we already done. Good. Okay, any question, class? Remember, you have your writing test too, I think, to do next time, okay? Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh cái đăng ký kênh đó, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.